Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the Robert Sports Show. I'm your host, Robert. All right, 600 miles of remembrance. Every Memorial Day weekend, we come to Charlotte Motor Speedway to run the Coca-Cola 600. And in recent years, I'm not sure what year it actually started, they put banners on the front windows of fallen servicemen and women. One of the greatest things, talking about remembering the folks who gave their life for our freedom. This year we have a extra special remembrance of the one and only two-time NASCAR Cup Series champion Kyle Busch, with the Busch family and everyone at RCR in our thoughts. We do exactly what the driver, if you think about these racers, when, I'm old enough, whatever you want to call, old enough to remember when J.D. McDuffie got killed at Watkins Glen, when Neil Bonnet got killed at Daytona, when Rodney Orr got killed at Daytona, through 1993 when we lost not only Alan Quick in the plane crash in April 2nd, we lost Davey, I think it was July 14th maybe, in helicopter crash there at Talladega, and at the Adam Petty's, the Kenny Irwins, Tony Ropers. The list goes on. We've seen Dale Earnhardt in 2001, and now we lost Kyle Busch. All of them completely different. Some off track, some even go back to Tim Richmond back in the early 90s. Some off track, some on track, but they're all losses. They're all drivers that were winners in the sport who we lost. There's drivers who race in NASCAR. There are winners in NASCAR. There are champions. There are legends. Kyle, he was a legend. So we're going to remember him this weekend. The number 8 has been unofficially retired. Richard Childress has said that he is basically putting the 8 in a hiatus, put it in mothballs. And once Brexton is ready to come to Cup, he's got the number 8 for him. I remember his dad, and a lot of people said, well, Kyle's known for the 18. Well, the thing is, the 18 is underneath the Joe Gibbs Racing banner, so only Joe Gibbs can deal with the 18. So the 8 became the 33 this week. So we'll see for the rest of the year. We'll see who the driver is. All right, 3 of the last 9 have been won from the pole. 4 of the last 7 Coke 600s have between 7 and 8 cautions. Now, on the 1.5 mile, and we all talk about this Gen 7 car, how the 1.5 mile has been absolutely the best racing, but yet everyone hated Kansas this year. Can't make everyone happy. So if we look back, I'm talking about Vegas, Kansas, Texas, and Charlotte. We haven't gone to Chicagoland yet. Those 4 1.5 mile tracks, they account for, with the Roval going away, 7 races on the 2026 schedule. William Byron, average finish 9.9 with 2 wins. Ross Chastain, 11.33 with 2 wins. Kyle Larson, 11.42 with 4 wins. Denny Hamlin, 12.11 with 4 wins. Tyler Reddick, 13.18 with 3 wins. Christopher Bell, 13.40 with a win. Chase Elliott, 14.11 with 3 wins. Alex Bowman, 14.12 with a win. Joey Logano, 15.03 with 3 wins. And Brad Keselowski, 15.07. Now, if we take that 27, which is since 2022, bring that a little closer, bring that since 2024, the last 15 races on these 1.5 miles, you actually see a big difference in this. So you see Chase Elliott, average finish now of 9.46 with those 3 wins. William Byron, 10.06. Christopher Bell, 11.0 with a win. Kyle Larson, 11.57 with 3 wins. It's been well over a year now since Kyle Larson has won in the NASCAR Cup Series. We know he did the double last year, and that actually took a toll on him. And so, is he still got that double hangover this year? We'll see. Ross Chastain, average finish 13.33 and 2 wins. Chris Buescher, 13.8. Tyler Reddick, 13.86 with a win. Denny Hamlin, 13.93 with 2 wins. Brad Keselowski, 14.26, and then Chase Briscoe, 14.33. Now, if we look at those 1.5 mile tracks just in 2026, so if we go back to 2022 and then 2024, there's been a lot of growth in these teams with this car on these tracks. we've seen a lot of changes. And so if you look at the most recent, so we're talking about the Vegas, Kansas, Texas race from 2026. Denny Hamlin has an average finish of 2.33 with a win. Chase Elliott 3.66 and a win. William Byron 6.0. Tyler Reddick 6.0. Chris Buescher 7.0. Bubba Wallace 7.66. Brad Keselowski 9.66. Alex Bowman 10.05. Chase Briscoe 11.33. And Ryan Preece 12.0. Now, one little thing I'm going to add on this one with some stats here is this tire. We talk about the tire, Goodyear going softer tires. This particular tire, D5484 on the left, D5290 on the right. This Goodyear tire was ran at Charlotte, Kansas, Texas, Las Vegas, and Darlington. The last time we visited each of those tracks. So if you look at just this tire, the tracks that this tire, we've used this tire combination on. Denny Hamlin 4.5 and a win. Tyler Reddick 4.75 and 2 wins. Couple HMS cars here. Chase Elliott 6.5 and a win. William Byron 6.5. Got a couple RFK cars here. Chris Buescher 7.5. Brad Keselowski 7.75. Alex Bowman 10.5. Chase Briscoe 11.5. Carson Hocevar 11.5 and Ryan Preece 12.25. We look at just the last 3 races at the Charlotte Motor Speedway on the oval. William Byron average finish 2.33. Brad Keselowski 8.66. AJ Allmendinger 9.0. Ross Chastain 10.33 and a win. Seabell 11.0 and a win. Josh Berry 11.0. Tyler Reddick 11.67. Kyle Busch, the late Kyle Busch 12.0. This was written out before anything happened this week. Chase Elliott 15.67 and Chase Briscoe 16.0. In those same 4 races, average running position, William Byron 3.04, Seabell 7.76, Tyler Reddick 10.98, Ty Gibbs 11.03, Denny Hamlin 11.5, Ross Chastain 13.48, AJ Allmendinger 13.72, Chase Elliott 14.33, Chris Buescher 14.96, and Brad Keselowski 15.26. Now, in the past, there's a lot of times where teams and drivers would say, let's get to the 600, see where we're at. We use this for more of a test. This is where we're at. This is what we need to do to get better, and we move the rest of the season. We are basically through half of the regular season. This is actually race 12. This is race 13 of the year. Coke 600 is we've got 12 in the books of the first 26. Now, one thing that I think was very interesting, I looked at this. 2022, we had 10 different winners at the Coke 600. 2023, we had 9 different winners, but we had a new winner at the Coke 600. 2024, we had 8 different winners at this point in time. And then last year in 2025, we had 7 different winners. And in the Coke 600, we had an eighth winner, new winner for the year. So far in 2026, even with Tyler Reddick's 5 wins, we've had 7 different winners so far. So we are literally the same pace of new winners we were last year and one off the year before. So yes, we still have the new winners coming to multiple winners like we've had in the last few years, but we also have somebody now with 5 wins. So it is definitely possible to get to double-digit winners, 12, 14, 16, and still have somebody have a dominant season like a Tyler Reddick has had. So we look at the points. Right now, Tyler Reddick with those 5 wins is plus 290 to the cut line. Remember, 75 points is the most that you can gain per race. So 4 races would be, 75, 150, 300 points. So he is basically 10 points away from being 4 races up on the cut line. Denny Hamlin to win, he's minus 129, but he's plus 161 to the cut line to stay in the chase. Chase Elliott is 2 wins, is plus 145, but he's also minus 145. So Chase Elliott in 3rd place is as close as to the number 1 position he is to the number 16 position in points. Ryan Blaney with a win, plus 128. Chris Buescher, plus 98. Ty Gibbs, plus 95 with a win. Carson Hocevar is 7th with a win, plus 65. Kyle Larson is still 8th in points, plus 55. Brad Keselowski, plus 41. Bubba Wallace plus 36, Christopher Bell plus 34, William Byron plus 32, Ryan Parise plus 19, Daniel Suarez plus 18, Austin Cindric plus 10, Shane Van Gisbergen is currently 16th with a win, plus 6, Chase Briscoe minus 6, Joey Logano minus 38, Ross Chastain minus 47, AJ Allmendinger minus 48, Michael McDowell minus 58, Austin Dillon minus 63, Zane Smith minus 66, the late Kyle Busch minus 66. Now, from my understanding, the owner points for the 8 will transition to the 33 for the remainder of the season. That 33 car will be part of the owner points. So if Austin Hill or whomever else drives that can get that 33 above the cut line for the points, they can be in the owner side of the playoffs. I know we've ran across that a few other times, but without the winning in, that makes it a little harder this year, but that's something we need to keep an eye on as well, where that 8/33 falls in the owner points. Because that's how Richard Childress gets paid, is based on the owner points. Eric Jones minus 69, Tyler Gilliland minus 77, Ricky Stenhouse minus 90, John Hunter minus 94, Riley Herbst minus 97, Noah Gragson minus 115, Josh Berry minus 123, 32nd in points, Connor Zilisch minus 138. For all those that are begging for Corey Heim to be in Cup and saying he needs to replace Bubba Wallace, he needs to replace this person, we have one of the 2 greatest talents that have come into Cup in years, currently 32nd in points, in Connor Zilisch. Once Corey Heim does go full-time Cup, which we all assume next year, that's probably what he's going to be after 12 races, is right around there in points. So there is going to be a learning curve. I know a lot of people want Corey Day to be in the 48 next year. There is a steep learning curve between the O'Reilly Series and the Cup Series. This is that steep learning curve for Connor Zilisch. 33rd in points is Ty Dillon, minus 143. Alex Bowman is 34th, minus 156. Remember, he missed 4 races. Cole Custer, minus 170, and Cody Ware, minus 190 are the 36 charter teams. All right, for the NASCAR Fantasy Live lineup, going with Denny Hamlin, Tyler Reddick, William Byron, Chase Elliott, Chris Buescher. I got Ty Gibbs on the garage. My head-to-head picks there: Denny Hamlin over Ryan Blaney, Bell over Larson, Wallace over Brad Kay, Reddick over Byron. Now, the 4 picks to win the Coca-Cola 600 miles in remembrance from Charlotte Motor Speedway: Denny Hamlin, Tyler Reddick, Chase Elliott, and William Byron. So, what is kind of unique about these 4 picks is Denny Hamlin, former teammate with Kyle Busch. Tyler Reddick drives for Denny Hamlin, but he's been in meetings with Kyle Busch. He actually almost swapped rides with Kyle Busch. He was in the 8, and Kyle was in the 18. Kyle went to the 8, and Reddick came over to 2311. Chase Elliott, obviously multi-time most popular driver. His dad in 2001 had basically withdrawn his name from the most popular driver voting, so Dale Earnhardt Sr. could be voted most popular driver, which Chase had. Somebody asked him about that earlier, and he has said he hadn't put a lot of thought into it, but he can see himself doing that to give, hopefully, Kyle Busch the most popular driver award in 2026. And then William Byron, who actually drove for Kyle Busch in the Truck Series. I know a lot of those drivers, like the Bubba Wallace, William Byron, and a few others, put Rowdy on the car above the door, which I thought was really kind of neat. Everybody is kind of grieving in their own way with this. I know a lot of people were giving Bubba some static when he, before practice, went out and stood by the 8 there in the infield, kneeled down, and just had a moment. Bubba owes Kyle a lot because Bubba drove for KBM. Bubba got 6 wins for KBM in the Truck Series, so that they're twined together, KBM and Bubba Wallace. Same way with Noah Gragson, same way with William Byron. There's a lot of these drivers that their careers went through KBM, a lot of crew members, crew chiefs, etc. They owe a lot to the Busch family. So, but yeah, so I just want people not to give people slack like that. It's just horrible. So again, those 4 picks to win a Coke 600: Denny Hamlin, Tyler Reddick, Chase Elliott, William Byron. Obviously, the sympathy pick would be Austin Hill. I think that would be just. But, the Truck Series race is postponed until tomorrow. If Corey Day can win that in the 7, if Austin Hill could pull this off in the 600, in remembrance of Kyle, I don't think there'd be dry eye in the house if that happened. Just like when, even Mike Joyce said, when Dale helped Kevin get the victory over Jeff Gordon, I could see Kyle Busch helping Austin Hill get the victory over Denny Hamlin. That would be just cinematic. Anyway, Coke 600, as always, thanks for watching Robert Sports Show. Don't just have a great day. Have a spiffy day. Robert Sports Show, your YouTube leader in sports channel content. Make sure you check out the champion profile of the one and only Kyle Busch. Thanks for watching.